Hey everyone, what they do? Welcome to my channel and all praise to the Most High. It's your boy Purple Lips back with another authentic conversation. If you're tired of the way that the world is going, and especially with the way with what's happening inside our schools and how our children are being influenced, and then this is the right place for you. Today we're going to be reacting to a clip that shows exactly why our women as mothers need to step up, not in the way that our society tells us, but to return to their true strength, being present, intentional, and nurturing in our homes. This isn't about weakness. It's all about protecting our children, raising them with real values, and refusing to let the system do it for refusing to let the system do it for us. All right, man. Let's go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and get into it. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what y'all think. Add us to the stage. Let's go.
Years at school, kindergarten, junior, middle school, high school, learning things that will be of no value that you can look up on the internet. You know, my daughter had to learn the capitals of all the states and the names of the rivers in Canada going from left to right or west to east or whatever. Why? You can look that up. And anyone who learned those things, if you ask them now, they probably don't remember. And what consequence, but they didn't teach our kids how to balance a checkbook. You know, in fact, checks aren't used that much, but how to balance a bank account or how to figure out how much you've got there or how to make a transaction. The things that I think would be really useful, they don't teach. Because I think what's going on is in school, we're taught skills that you can use in a job to swap time for money.
Yo, I agree with him. Listen, man, it's your boy Papa Duck. Like, comment, and subscribe. And please hit the share button on all these videos because I need all the help I can get. Don't forget to go to ubuntuapparel.com. The link gonna be in the description of this video, along with some books and stuff that I recommend that y'all go get if you ain't got it. But like I say, man, that's how y'all can help me with this journey. And also, if you're on YouTube, just go to the store. Go to the store, man. Grab your sweaters. We got mugs. We got shirts. We got it all. You know what I'm saying? So just go grab you something. And like I say, man, I just want to say thank you in advance. Listen, y'all know I've been saying this for a long time. I always teach about schools because school is the introduction to this reality, right? School is the very first thing that conditions your perception. And it is very critical that we do something about that, all right? And I agree with them 100%. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff we've learned in school, I'm sure y'all have too. Y'all ain't never used that shit no more. Yeah, read, write, learn how to count, maybe socialize. Yeah, but even though in school a lot of students and a lot of people pick up a lot of bad habits also. Like I say, college is one of the things where these children go get wild. That's when they, some of y'all might say, yeah, they need that, yeah, but they gonna get wild. When I say wild, they get wild. You get what I'm saying? And school don't teach you shit outside of how to be a slave. That's it. That is it. I'm gonna say it a million times. School don't teach us nothing. All it does is teach you how to obey. Right? It teaches you how to not have an opinion, right? It punishes you for mistakes when you should be embracing mistakes because that's what the true knowledge is at. L ain't for losing, it's for learning. Remember that, okay? You're not gonna, the first time you rode a bicycle, you ain't just accomplished that or succeeded in that. You had to fall and bust your ass a couple times. So school, it punishes you when you make mistakes, all right? Now, another thing about school is what I don't like is a lot.
He's 100% correct. 100% correct. I mean, how many of us struggle with certain things like reading out loud? Some people actually can read, but they just can't read out loud when a lot of attention is on them. But society will probably, not even society, the classroom will go ahead and make fun of them, make them like it discourages the kids' personality. It discourages them who they are, who they turn out to be. The environment is actually not encouraging. It's not uplifting for your kid. Not only are they not learning important information, you're learning a lot of useless information. Us as adults, we have experiences. We know this by now that, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, the school system was a whole lot of programming, and we learned a lot of lies. You know what I'm saying? Not only did we not learn lies, we learned information that was unnecessary. And not only did they use like 8 hours of our time, but they also, told us to do homework afterwards. What is your kid doing for 8 hours, 9 hours a day, and still, have to do homework for? You should have learned or went through whatever you had to learn throughout the school day to where they come home and have to do something more productive, not using their mind to go ahead and I don't know, use your mind to still keep programming. Like, no, at the home you got to go ahead and start learning true values or whatever. And speaking of, when we speaking of the school system, man, we got to think of it for what it is, man. It's nothing but a big daycare. It's a daycare that take cares of your kids while you at work. That's why you have 8 hours of school, because it's literally programming your kid while you at 8 hours of work, when minimum of people work. Men, most men who are making high earning incomes are working 10 plus hours a day, but most, well, middle class down, men are working at least 8 hours a day. Women are working at least eight hours a day. So most people are working 8 hours a day. So that's why they have 8 hours a day of training for your kid to get basically programmed throughout the day to learn a whole bunch of nonsense, and send them back home to learn to do homework on the nonsense. And y'all, like, we promote that as people. That's why I don't agree with nothing that these government setups for us. They're not for our self benefit, and they're not helpful for our kids. Our kids are actually suffering. We have suffered from it, as we suffer from society's norms and society structures that make us, in these school programs, and make us workers, and make us criminals. They only create these bad things when we have, because we lose the core values that we need from our homes, the love that we need from our parents, the love and structure that we need from our mothers. I think that this is an important subject. I'm gonna go ahead and get back into it. My bad, I rambled my butt off.
A lot of these teachers, some of them are real teachers. Double salute to the real teachers, what, right? There are some real teachers that understand that the curriculums that they are getting paid or forced to teach these children is just setting them up. That's all it's doing, setting them up for failure. And a lot of them will try to speak, come forward, but you know how the board is. Just imagine you standing in front of that board to a fucking podium, and they just up there looking at you crazy, fixing they papers, ain't paying you no attention. These people ain't crazy. They're not dumb, they're not deaf, they're not blind. They're just carrying out orders. This is why I say we as communities, as people, fuck them schools. It does nothing, absolutely nothing for us, okay? This is why I say, bro, once you've been through school, right, and you have children, bro, we cannot have this. Like, at the same time, understand why this shit is set up the way it's set up. This is why they keep us busy. This is why they keep us at work. And this is how they get the opportunity to have our children damn no more than we have them.
Right.
And they get a chance to indoctrinate them. All right? That was the whole women's movement. I told y'all that. That's the women's liberation movement. They trick the women, make them think that they are just as equal as men. And now that women think they're equal as men, not all, but you know how I say, how I go. But now that women saying that they're equal as men, that they want to work and they want to vote, now there's no one to see the child or to supervise the child, because the father's at work, the mother's at work, and that's how pre-K was created. Now they got our children at an earlier age to indoctrinate them even quicker and more longer. They even trying to extend school from 12 years to, they was trying to say 14 to 16 years. That's fucking stupid. It don't take you 12 years to learn a motherfucking thing.
Hell no, it don't take you no fucking 12 years to learn anything. I ain't gonna lie, you know what I'm saying? By the time I reached like fourth, fifth grade, I was already tired of school. I was like, damn, I can't wait to get to 12th grade, man. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't wait to get to 12th grade. Why? Because it was a whole bunch of bullshit. I already done learned the math and subtraction and add division. That's really what you need to learn. Math is something you need to learn. Literature is something that you need to learn. But like, I ain't gonna lie, it's just like they waste our kids' times. But that's not even the point, man. The point is that our women need to come return back to the home, and they need to see why it's important that they are home. It's not that you can't do what a man do. It's not. It doesn't have to be equal, because we have our acts of service to life. We have our duties to God. We have our duties to life. We have a duties to humanity, to better humanity. And in order to do that, we need some kind of structure. And so that being said, we need our women to realize, nah, it's not that you are not capable, because yeah, women are capable, and some things you teach a woman, they actually do better than men. So we're not trying to say women can't are not capable. They are capable, just not on the level of men do. It's just honest, man. You can't do it for long term because you go through this little monthly thing that you do. We're not even gonna get into that subject. But listen, the thing is that you guys need to just realize that it's not even about you having your own independency. It's more about once you have your children, your family in that structure, you have to do what's best for your kid. And the best thing for your kid is to bring the kid up in core values with true love and the right proper guidance and the morals that would take them on through life, that would make them good human beings, and not only good human beings, will make them maybe good businessmen, good networkers, but most importantly, the core of the human of the person is there, and that is installed through the children, the parents, and mostly supposed to be the mothers, and they're supposed to be taking pride of being motherly traits and taking pride of showing these kids the proper structure of what a woman brings and the softness that a woman brings and the what a man brings unemotional. They're supposed to bring a balance, and we need that balance back into our homes, not for us, man. Forget about us. It's once we birth these kids, our kids need to benefit from it. They need the structure of our parents and the morality of our parents, the virtues, the values of our parents. That is way more important than what we learn inside school. And as a matter of fact, if our moms is at the house, they could definitely teach them how to read and do literature. How to do math and add, subtraction, and all these other things. Let me get into it. My bad. I be rambling, but this is something I'm passionate about. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about this. Let's get into it.
He said that. I'm glad years to learn a motherfucking thing. But we are conditioned to think that shit, bro. I mean, bro, that's why I say this is a setup, bro. And I'm glad he said that. I'm glad cause we need to have that conversation, right? And the thing is this, right? All this, oh, I don't want to go 50-50. I don't want to do this. Man, let me tell y'all something, bro. You are at a disadvantage when you try to do everything by yourself. This is why the children suffer. This is why families suffer. If I knew then what I know now, right? I would be with someone, my significant other. We will have a understanding, right? That I will go do this. I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna bring home the bacon. But we don't have to live in this big ass house. We don't. We just need what we need, right? And our children, I want you to stay home, and I know you're gonna have have the best love for them, right? Understanding for them, patience for them. Not no teacher. You feel me? Not no institution. You feel me? So it was correctly. It was correct. It was correct, right? And we need to correct it back, where the mama stayed home with the children, right? And the men went out, right? And the men went and made money for the household. But society done fucked that up. And if you think about what I'm saying, it makes a lot of sense. It's just the representation of a woman in America is hoes. Let's just keep it real. Big booties, big titties. Just keep it real. Party girls, people that women that just want to party. That's the ideal representation of what we see when we look at TV. I mean everything. So it teaches us that there's no more caring women, because the caring women where they at? We don't see them, and that's by design. There's no more loving mothers. Like, we don't see that, and that's by design. Society is going to show you the opposite so that it can take advantage of you. So what I'm saying is that if you really want to be with somebody and say, listen, I don't want my child to go through that bullshit, then you will be more susceptible of getting with a man with the same understanding. He's going to go out, he's going to bring home the bacon, but we can't go out with one income and try to live in a 6-7 bedroom house. You want a BMW, you want red bottoms, you want this. So all these things has threw a monkey wrench into the family's primary or original function, right? Because families today ain't families like it was in the 50s, the 40s, damn sure not the 30s, right? So you have to understand, dog, if a man get with a woman, I would rather say, if you don't want to do the 50-50 thing, cool. But we have to come up with something that can compensate for the finances that we are bringing in. Therefore, you can stay home with the children, which I would love, right? I want you to be able to stand over them, nourish them, be patient with them. Do what you do. Do what God put you here to do. Let man do what God put him here to do, which is provide. But you got to have that understanding, because the world will tell you if your man ain't making this kind of money, he ain't shit. The world will tell you if your woman don't have these curves or have these titties or this, your woman ain't shit.
Right, and he's speaking 100% facts. And how many of y'all go ahead? How many of y'all agree with that? Like, how many of y'all agree that the society pressures you to feel like you're supposed to live a certain type of lifestyle, a certain type of way, when truly, if our women really accept the fact that, yeah, you're making a sacrifice on the lifestyle, you're making a sacrifice on the income, you're making a sacrifice on your, kind of, I guess, just really a lifestyle type of thing, but you're really doing it for a greater cause because that your kids are getting the proper values. Your kids are going to be brought up inside the proper household in a proper structure to build them up as a person to take on life when you are gone. Because we're not going to live here forever. None of us going to stay here forever. So it's important that we at least give our kids the values and the morals and everything to not only establish their own, but to take on life when we gone. Because God has this plan when He's ready to take us out, and it's structured a certain way. So when it happens at a certain time in the kid's life, they gotta have that ability to take on life, and it's our responsibility to give them that. And if you're not willing to sacrifice a little bit of this and a little bit of that to get a little bit of this, to gain a little bit of that, we're gonna fail in life as a society and as human beings. And this thing gonna crash down and crumble, and we ain't gonna survive.
Right? And you must understand who's running the show. The very people that's running the show, they don't do these things. The very people that's running the show, they don't eat the food we eat. They eat kosher food. The people that's running the show, they do not put their families out in that light. Right? So you must understand that we are being targeted in ways that we don't understand. And I'm putting you on game. I'm telling you right now, man, this shit gotta change. Because like you say, school don't teach you shit, bro. And these are just some of the things that has to go. If you want the world to change, you gotta get rid of school. School is a 12-step brainwash camp. Remember that. A 12-step brainwash camp. Nothing's going to change. And the crazy part is, most of the smartest classmates I have, the smart ones, the motherfuckers ain't doing shit. That's why they say A and B students end up working for C students. That's true. A lot of the so-called spoiled students, or my classmate that was spoiled, bro, they end up want to be in the streets. They want to rob. They want to do the bad guy shit. Because the world says if you're not a bad guy, then you ain't shit. You got to be a tough guy. Look at all the reality TV when it comes to black folks, nigga. Everybody on that bitch mean mugging. Everybody got a unit. Everybody, it's just so much aggression. And women, y'all must understand, this is why us as men, this is why we go through so much shit. Because that's the type of pressure that's portrayed upon us through the world. You see what I'm saying? If you ain't a tough guy, you don't stand up for me, you ain't this. You can't be a thinking man these days.
Right.
Because a thinking man or an intelligent man, just like a smart woman and an intelligent woman, ain't nobody checking for us. Ain't nobody looking for people who use this. It won't crash out people, crash out children. You know what I'm saying? Everything is demonic driven.
Right. I'm gonna end that message. I mean, I'm gonna end that video right there. But like, I did write down, a conclusion, because I thought this message was very important, and I hope you guys found that very valuable. But if you found that clip, if that clip didn't make it clear, our kids are under attack. not with bullets, with ideas. And if we don't step in, and the world will raise them for us, and we won't raise and we, like at the end of the day we won't raise them right. And it's time we remember the power of the home, and the influence of the mother, and the importance of being present. It's it might not be glamorous, it might not be praised by the world, but it's the most powerful position a woman can hold. If you feel this message, share it. Let's remind our women that choosing to be home, choosing to raise good, strong, and moral kids isn't weakness. It's a legacy. And thanks for watching my video. Uh, stay grounded, stay bold, stay true to what really matters. Like, comment, subscribe. I hope y'all like my movement, man. Let's go ahead and do this, man. Uh, I got nothing else to say. I'm out.